Kathy McLeish, recovering alcoholic. I've been sober for 38 years, got sober when I was 27, and here's my question for you today. Are you letting anybody tell you who you are? Now, once in a while, I'll kind of go off the rails and I'll have something that I kind of have an issue with, and you can take it or leave it. Everybody has an opinion, and I certainly do. And so I'm just asking you, is anybody telling you who you are? Because we have to decide that for ourselves. Now, let me just qualify this. If you're a jerk, if you are making havoc in other people's lives, especially the people closest to you that you love, say you're a practicing alcoholic and nobody can tell you that you have a problem, I may not be talking to you. But if you are a recovering alcoholic, if you are a person that has said, I think I have a problem and I want to do something about it, and you have people speaking other truths to you, their truths, if they're looking at you and saying, I don't think you have a problem, I don't think you drink that much, I want to ask you to not let them tell you who you are. I'm sober 38 years, and somebody the other day commented in the comments that I never even got started, that I was probably a con, that I was probably even actually still drinking. And you can get angry about that, but the truth about that is not who I am. I know today who I am, but that wasn't always the truth. And those kind of statements actually had the power to put me in my grave, because alcoholism will do that. And if you are listening to somebody else tell you the truth about your drinking, you need to make sure they actually care about you. They actually love you. And most importantly, they know something about alcoholism. Because you can have somebody who really loves you and they do not want you to be an alcoholic. You can have somebody that really cares about you and they don't want you to go to treatment for what that's going to do to the family life. You can have somebody that wants the best for you, and they cannot accept the fact that you have a problem that you may have to look at and deal with for the rest of your life. So, is somebody else going to tell us who we are? I look back at my drinking, and I was 27 years old at the time that I stopped. I already had 4 children. I had 2 stepchildren counting on me that lived with us full time. I had 2 young daughters, 2 and 3 years old, and I was drinking every day, all day long. I showed my neighbors up close and personal what domestic violence was. How would you like to have somebody with a bloody face knock on your door, frantic, wanting to use their phone, running from somebody else who is trying to cause them bodily harm? I have to decide who I am and where my alcoholism has taken me and just how far down I want to go, because I can choose to get off of that elevator at any point. I do not have to be on Skid Row. I don't have to be homeless. I don't have to destroy my physical body. I don't have to destroy every relationship I've ever tried to have. I can change, and I can decide when I want to change. I remember when I was getting a divorce, because that relationship did not survive alcoholic living. And we were sitting in front of a realtor, and they were asking us about our home because we were losing our home. And so we had a nice 2-story house with a basement. We lived there for probably 7 years maybe. And they asked us if we had done anything to improve our home in the time we lived there. Now, that's a fair question unless you're talking to 2 alcoholics. And so we were thinking, had we done anything? You know what I came up with? I told the guy, well, we bought mulch. And he's like, but did you landscape? Is that what you did? You landscaped? He's ready to write something down. And I'm like, no. Let me tell you guys about the mulch. The mulch sat in our garage for over a year. There were probably 6 bags of it. And I hid my bottles of wine in the mulch so that my alcoholic husband would not find them and drink them. And you can hide a lot of wine in bags of mulch. But you know what? They're not very sturdy. And at one point, they fell over, the wine bottle broke, all of this sugary wine went under the refrigerator, freezer in the garage, and I cleaned it up as much as I could, and then we had this infestation of ants everywhere. And I can remember my ex saying, oh my God, where are these ants coming from? And I was like, I have no idea, but I will call the exterminator. So how far do you want to go? I could have gone a lot further. I can't tell you all of the ugly. That is not for everyone to know, but we know what we've done. We know how we've gone against our principles and our values. We know how we have sunk to become a person that along with that comes shame and remorse and guilt. And give me another drink because I don't want to feel any of that. I came to a point in my sobriety where it really didn't matter to me if somebody thought I was a woman and I couldn't be alcoholic. If somebody thought I was a woman and I was young and I couldn't have drank enough to be an alcoholic. I wanted sobriety. I wanted a better life. I wanted not to go back to the fear and the shame and the night after night of pain and struggle and suffering and leaving in the middle of the night to go find something that I did not have in my life because alcohol was stealing it from me. I couldn't feel my emotions. I couldn't enjoy my relationships. Everything that was in my life at the time that was supposed to be a blessing was a burden. So I was searching, always searching, most of the time in a bottle to find something that would work for me. And in the end, what I found was sobriety. I found that I needed to do some work on me so that I could feel emotions, so that I could have relationships, so that I could live the life that I was intended to live. So please don't try to tell somebody else who they are. Holding someone back from what they could be, trying to tell somebody that they're on a journey that is good, but they shouldn't be there for my reason, for somebody else's reason, because they don't think they went down far enough, that makes no sense to me. And to me, that would not be my problem. That would be somebody else's problem. So today, I refuse to let somebody else tell me who I am. I know who I am. I'm an alcoholic. I'm in recovery, and I am living my best life. And if I can help you to do that too, subscribe, follow. I am not a con. I am a person who wants to share what I learned, what I have learned walking with alcoholics for almost 40 years. What works, what does not work, and what is on the other side for you to discover if you take that journey. So Kathy McLeish, thanks for listening, and please come back.